A poem for Amina. To skin, to gouge paper, tear, scotch burn. Incise the script, tell me of. Warfare courtiers, snake oil salesmen, erect sentinels and eunuchs. Thick dome walls of mud and blood. Draw me those century-old trade routes of indigo and spice on caravan back. Bead pendant of an Agadez cross, loom glimmer in dark crevices of gold. Firearms conceal amber. Inhale the smell of ginger sprouting from the earth's crust. Just above surface, sensitive to touch, scars, cicatrization on rhizome skin, bare roots that stretch beyond the walls onto the waters of the Atlantic. Echo. Hello, my name is Marcia Kure, and you are in Philadelphia. This is an old paper mill, and it's been converted into artist studios. For the McQueen project, we were asked to pick a dress from a collection, and the dress was supposed to serve as inspiration for whatever you wanted to do for a body of work. If you wanted to rip the dress, you could. If you wanted to perform in the dress, you could. Whatever fits your fancy. The dress deals with imagery that I'm already working with, and that's script and the way that I deal with history or layering or storytelling. There is almost three-dimensional markings with threads. If you look very closely, you see that the dress is sheer. That ties in well with my process of working with watercolors. The marks, the graffiti links with texts, only script writing, and markers on the body. So what you're doing is you're reading all kinds of layers that I've placed. You're reading those marks as historical marks, as archival marks, as archaeological marks. So you can tie that way of thinking about the surface of the work with the surface of the earth. These marks connect with the dress, and the dress connects with the body. And the reason why I say that is because in the tradition of uli wall and body painting, marks are made on the body, and those marks are like scripts that you can read. The body literally becomes a book where the documentation of one's life takes place. I chose a protagonist for my project. The main protagonist for this project is Queen Amina of Zaria. Rather than draw a figurative portrait of her, I chose to do it in the abstract, tracing her trade routes, her conquered territory, and her war movements. That's her strategies of war. So using those routing system and mapping system to draw a portrait of her. So here the markings, the scarring, all speak to mapping on the surface of the earth, just like mapping with the embroidered thread on the surface of the dress, thereby linking dress, body, and the environment and land. This project is divided into different sections. There are people in the city, there are people in the market that have different skill sets. So the whole idea about the project is how do we merge these skill sets to create the fascinators. So starting from the carpenter to the woodworker to the miller to the stylist to the braiders to the people who are making the crochet. The whole idea was to kind of link trade routes, to link networks together, traveling and making these kinds of connections. Working with the team in Nigeria was quite fulfilling for me. The women of Gwawa, who were the lap braiders, the crocheters in the market of Karu, the carpenters, the woodworkers in the craft market, the stylists in the city of Abuja. So all came together to work on this project. Each person had a particular skill set. My job as an artist is to try and figure out how I can connect what is happening here to what I need to do back in the United States, and link the project still to the Queen Amina of Zaria, who's my main protagonist. These hairdressers, hair facilitators that we're working on here are going to be flanked on the side of a large-scale drawing that traces trade routes, historical routes that deal with goods and services. And the market being a place of trade and thinking about historical and contemporary, the concept of market, concept of exchange, expansion of territory, and how to link those together, not only with the historical trade routes that I was thinking about with but with the contemporary, modern day trading system. Finding the team, the generation of ideas, how everybody worked together to make the project come to bear was quite fulfilling for me.